All right, let's talk about something real. We're going to tackle one of the most common and, let's be honest, one of the most frustrating milestones in building wealth, hitting that first six-figure wall. We're going to break down why it happens and, way more importantly, how you can break right through it.
So, does this sound familiar to you? You've been doing everything right, diligently saving, putting money away into your ISA or whatever investment account you use, month after month, maybe for years. But when you check the balance, the growth just feels flat, almost non-existent. It's a super common feeling.
You know, if that hits home, you are definitely not alone, and I promise you, you're not doing anything wrong. What's happening is you've just run into the first big challenge on the journey to building wealth. It actually has a name, and just understanding it is the key to finally getting past it.
We call it the first 100K wall. And for most aspiring investors, it really is the greatest obstacle. So today, we're going to pull it apart, piece by piece, and figure out exactly how to smash right through it.
This wall is that really demoralizing point where your hard-earned savings just seem to, well, sit there. They don't feel like they're growing or working for you, even though you're following all the conventional wisdom. You're saving consistently, you're investing wisely. It feels like you're stuck in neutral.
So, that leads to the big question, right? If you're doing all the right things, why on earth does it feel like your money isn't doing its job? Why isn't that compounding magic we always hear about happening for you?
Well, the answer lies in this idea we'll call compounding's invisible engine. Here's the thing, the math isn't broken. It just feels that way, because in these early stages, the engine of your wealth is still just warming up, and honestly, it's practically silent.
Okay, so the technical term for this is functionally invisible compounding. All that means is that while the math of compounding is working perfectly from day one, the actual cash returns, the pounds and pence, are just too small to feel meaningful. It's the huge difference between seeing a percentage on a screen and actually feeling the impact in your life.
And this chart, this shows the problem so clearly. Just look at this. A 7% return on 10,000 pounds is 700 quid. Okay, it's nice, but it's not going to change your life. But that exact same 7% on 100,000 pounds, that's 7,000 pounds. Now we're talking. And on $500,000, that's 35 grand a year. That's basically a salary that you earn while you sleep.
So, this is the absolute crucial point. The percentage is the same in every case, but the real-world, tangible impact of that return is completely dependent on the scale of your assets. This whole thing is a game of scale, not just percentages.
Which, of course, brings us to the next logical question. When does this engine finally roar to life? At what point does the growth actually become visible and powerful and really start to feel like it's taking off? And that brings us to the core concept for getting through that wall. It's an idea called the Millionaire Minimum. Think of it as the threshold where real, noticeable, exciting growth finally kicks in. So what is the Millionaire Minimum? It's that critical mass of assets you need to build up. It's the tipping point where your investment returns stop being a rounding error and they start becoming a powerful, visible, and genuinely life-altering force in your financial life. And this quote just nails the mindset shift you need. As it says in the book, The First Millionaire in Your Family, that first 100 grand, it isn't really for growth. It's for building the engine. You're in the construction phase. And that means you have to fundamentally shift your focus. The old, frustrating way is to obsess over tiny, daily percentage gains. The new, much more powerful focus is on systematically and relentlessly building your pile of assets until you reach that critical scale, that millionaire minimum. So, now that you know all this, what's your new mission? It's to successfully navigate this invisible phase with a totally new strategy and a new mindset, because now you're armed with the knowledge of what's really happening under the surface. So here's your 4-step game plan. First, just acknowledge the wall is real, and it's totally normal. Everyone hits it. Second, trust the math. It is working even when you can't feel it. Third, your primary weapon right now is your savings rate. Focus on that to build your base faster. And fourth, you have to reframe what progress looks like. It's not the daily stock market wiggles, it's the total size of your asset base. That's your new scoreboard. I want you to think about it this way. Your job in the beginning isn't just to be an investor, it's to be a builder. You are literally constructing the factory that, once it's finished, will start producing wealth all by itself, day and night, without you. So let's just recap the mission here. Remember, that 100K wall, it's just a game of scale. It's not about percentages yet.
You have to accept that compounding is going to be functionally invisible at first. Your real goal, your only goal, is to pour all your energy into building your assets to reach that millionaire minimum. A really crucial insight from the book, The First Millionaire in Your Family.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. You're not just watching the fuel gauge anymore. You are actually building the engine. So take a hard look at your financial plan. Is it designed to just keep adding a bit of fuel, or is it truly designed to finish building the entire machine?